We all get hurt at some time in our lives. At some time in our lives, someone hurts us, disappoints us, lets us down. And you know, we also disappoint someone, hurt them, let them down. It's part of being a human. But I want you to set yourself free from holding on to grudges. Holding on to grudges doesn't help you. It doesn't right or wrong. It just hurts you all over again. So here's how to give yourself the gift of forgiveness. So how do grudges hold you back? Well, first of all, you will never find peace or serenity when you're holding on to a grudge, because you're hanging on to unhelpful emotions. You're living in the past. You're treating forgiveness as a conditional state. You know, the most important words in the world are let go. And the most unimportant words are hold on. And you can't find new horizons while clinging to the shore. You can't let go of grudges while holding on to them. And so you need to move into forgiveness and to understand the most important thing about forgiving. It's not for the other person, it is for you. You forgive other people because you are not willing to hold on to resentment, to carry it around. It's like a backpack full of stones that is weighing you down. So start from the understanding forgiveness is for you. Are you forgiving? So how do you forgive someone? What are the steps? Well, recognize that you may have somehow contributed to that situation, and don't hold on to it. Don't go to bed angry. Try to see the other person's point of view. Acknowledge how the incident may just have helped you grow. Allow some time to pass and see forgiveness as a gift to yourself. Let me tell you a story. One of my clients was incredibly wealthy and her 3 sisters weren't, and she didn't have children, and that was great sadness to her. So on Christmas, she bought all her nieces and nephews laptops. And her sisters took her to one side and said, "Don't you ever do that again. How dare you turn up here trying to show off, trying to humiliate us, buying gifts for our kids that we can't buy." And she was so hurt and so upset and angry. But eventually, every time she said, "You know, I kind of got to see their point of view. They really did think I was turning up like Lady Bountiful, showing off. It wasn't my intention. At first, I was so hurt, so wounded. It's like, wow. How could you take something so nice and turn it around?" But then later, I could look at their perspective and see that they were just upset. They don't have the money I have. I don't have the children they have, but I was able to let it go. I forgave them, even though I wasn't in the wrong. I forgave them. I got over it because you know what? My sisters are the most important thing. And what she was saying, which is one of my favorite things, is it's not important to be right. It's important to be kind. This happened to me many, many years ago. My friend came to spend the day with me, and we went to the gym. We worked out. The next day, I went to my car, and my passenger window was smashed. There's a big hole in it. And I didn't understand. Wow, someone smashed my car. I drove to work, and then my friend called and went, "Hey, I left my aerobic kit on the passenger seat of your car." I went, "Oh, that's when my car got broken into. It was stolen." She went, "Stolen?" I said, "Yeah." She went, "But my shoes, my training shoes cost like $100. You have to pay for them." I'm like, "No, I don't have to pay for them because I've got to pay for my window because you left your things in my car." So we kind of fell out. Her take was, my stuff got stolen in your car. It's your fault. You pay. And my take was, if you hadn't left your stuff in my car in plain sight, my window wouldn't have been smashed, which I've got to pay for. We weren't friends anymore. Many years passed, and one day I thought, you know what? I lost my friend over $150. I got a check out. I sent it to her and said, "You know, here's a check. I should have done this years ago." And I thought that's all lovely. But she wrote back and said, "I'm so glad you finally realized you were wrong. I'm so glad you got it." And we did become friends again. But she never, ever got it that she was just as culpable as me. She left her stuff in my car. So it I still think it was her fault. She still thinks it was my fault. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I wasn't going to lose my friend that I've had since I was 11 for $150, and I had more money than her, so it was very easy for me to pay. I didn't have more money then, but I still had a bit more money than she did. And I'm very glad I gave her the money, because she's still my friend. I can talk to her. I can see her. That isn't in the middle of us. Do I hold a grudge? No, I just let it go. It's more important to be kind than it is to be right. It's not important to be right. It's very important to do the right thing. Paying for her Nike shoes was the right thing because she let it go and I let it go. And you might think, well, you haven't let it go. You're telling me the story now. But I'm telling you the story knowing that it's okay. And if I could change anything, I would have done it a day later. I would have given her the money there and then, because life is too short to hold a grudge, especially over something you can fix with a check if you have the money to do that. And you know, I could have even said, look, let me give you half of the money. I could have done something. I shouldn't have dug in my heels, but I dug my heels out now, and you can too. So overcome the emotional pain of holding on to grudges. To overcome the emotional pain of holding on to grudges, click below. Download my audio, Letting Go of Grudges. Because letting go means you're free. And that's a great place to be. Check out my next video here. Anyone notice that as that day comes around, they're sick? Because here's how the mind works. You say, oh my God, I volunteered to chair that meeting. I must have been out of my mind. I'd die if I've got to go on stage. I don't want to do that. And your brain's like, leave that with me. Now next Wednesday.